It's about creating a situation that empowers you. Save money to build long-term wealth, to make your life easier now and in the future. Hi everyone. I feel like there's a lot of stigma around money. People do not like to talk about it because it can influence a lot of factors in their lives. But it does not have to be if you manage your money well. If you get the basics right, then money will not stress you out anymore. In this video, I will give you 9 tips to save money. Tip number 1 is to set a savings goal. If you want to save money, it's good to think about why you would save money. Do you want to travel to Southeast Asia, or do you want to buy a new phone, or do you want to buy a house? All these reasons can really help you to motivate to save money. It's good to keep in mind your why. Why am I saving money? The 5 steps to keep in mind when setting your savings goal are: why am I saving money? When do I want to achieve my goal? And how much do I need to save up each month to reach that goal within my set time frame? The next step would be to open a savings account. And then the last step would be to automatically transfer money each month to that savings account as soon as your salary comes in. Tip 2. Establish a budget. Sit down and make an overview of everything that comes in and out each month. In this way, you can clearly see where your money is going and where it should be going. Once you become aware of what you actually spend, you can define on where you want to spend your money on. And you can adjust your budget accordingly. This will give you control of your bank account. Number 3. Track your spending. This tip can save you a lot of money because a lot of purchases are made without you thinking about it. For instance, the coffee of 3 or 4 euros at the station, or the quick sandwich on the go. This can quickly add up to a few €100 per month without you even realizing it. I challenge you to open your banking app and write down everything that you've spent last month. Does this compare to your budget? Let's see what you discover. Tip number 4. The weekly groceries. This one helps me save at least €100 per month. I tend to spoil myself with items that are on sale that week. And if I do that every time I go to the supermarket, I should reduce the amount of times I go to the supermarket. In this way, I can reduce the amount of times I spoil myself. If I do this once per week instead of 3 or 4 times per week, this will easily add up to a lot of money. So try it out for yourself. This way you don't spoil yourself that often, but also you buy more in bulk, which is also cheaper. Tip number 5. Automate your fixed bills. Rent, phone bills, healthcare, any other sort of bills that recur each month, you can always set to automatic payment. In this way, you will never forget to pay them and you will avoid late fees or avoid spending time on it. This means you can focus on other things, more fun things like what do I want to have for dinner tonight or where is my next holiday going to be. Tip number 6, the 48-hour rule. Sometimes when I go to the city, I feel very tempted to just spend money and to just buy stuff what I see in the shops. But a lot of times I actually don't need those items. Before I entered the shop, I didn't even know I needed that item. So what can be a good trick is to always wait 48 hours before you buy something. In this way, you will prevent yourself from impulse buying. So when you see a nice item in the shop, you just think about it but not buy it. So you walk away, you walk outside, and then if you really want it after 48 hours, you will still remember that you want to buy it. And only then go back to the shop and buy that item. I can promise you that more than 90% of the items you thought you wanted to have, you will forget about them within 2 days. Tip number 7. Build a financial buffer. Even more important than a new phone or holidays is to have a financial buffer. Personal finance experts recommend between 3 and 6 months of living expenses. What are living expenses? You can think of your fixed bills like rent, phones, healthcare, stuff like this. But I always recommend to also include groceries. Sum up all those fixed costs, multiply it by 3, and then you have the minimum amount you should have available in your direct savings account. So this means that you can always use it whenever you need it. This can cover unexpected bills or when you're in between jobs. This number can be higher than you might have expected that you needed to have. This is not a problem, at least you're aware now. And now your highest priority should be to have a direct savings account with at least this 3 months of living expenses there. You should not buy new phones or go on holiday before you reach that 3-month emergency fund. Tip number 8, start building long-term wealth. So once you've built your buffer, you have your budget established, then it's time to think about the long-term wealth. Besides having a normal retirement account that you often have through work, you can also build other long-term wealth. For instance, within buying a house or opening an investment account. This is something for another video. I think what is the most important thing is that you do something. It doesn't have to be perfectly optimized yet, or even if you have a lower salary, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't start long-term wealth. You You can already start small, and if you put in each month something in an investment account, it will start building up in the long run, because you never know when you might need it. And once you start to build long-term wealth, you can always tweak the investments or change whatever your strategy is. But the most important thing is to start now. Plant the seeds, and you can always direct later on which direction exactly it will go. Tip number 9, pay yourself first. It is always important to think that when you make a budget, that each month there is something. There's this bill you need to pay, or there's this nice festival you want to go to, or there's this or that. There's always an excuse to spend more money than you initially planned. So what is very important to do is to pay yourself first. What that means is that when you get a salary deposited on your bank account, then at the same day, transfer a part of that to your savings account or to your investments account. In this way, you already put it in your long-term wealth before spending it in your daily life. Ideally, you set it up automatically so you can totally forget about it, and then there's not even a single opportunity to spend it. Instead, it is automatically transferred to your long-term wealth building. So that also means that each month the choice is taken away from you that you want to spend it on something else, but it will always go towards the long-term wealth building. For instance, I set up my automatic transfers to my savings and to my investment account at the 25th of each month. That is the date when I get my salary. So in this way, I do not even get to spend it, and every month I build something towards long-term wealth. If you find this difficult to do, then start small. Maybe 50 euros per month will already help you to get used to the idea of investing each month. Tip number 10. Use cash to get a feeling of what you spend. Let's start by saying I really do not like cash. I don't like to handle it. I don't know where to put my coins. It's always a mess. But it is a very useful tool if you want to get a grip on your spending. Suppose your new budget allows you to spend 100 euros per week on groceries and eating out. Then at the beginning of that week, go to an ATM, take out 100 euros and only use that 100 euros the whole week. Using this method, you can quickly get a feeling of where the money is actually going. And if the money is finished, then you also know that you need to change something and that your budget wasn't realistic. Or your budget was realistic and you need to change your spending behavior. And if you spend it all, you should wait until the end of the week before you take out another 100 euros. In this way, you get used to the cycle of spending approximately 100 euros per week. And you get a feeling of how much money you actually spend and how much it corresponds to your budget and your values. This will force you to become more mindful when it comes to your spending behavior. One last tip, my bonus tip, is to learn about money. The fact that you clicked on this video already shows that you want to learn and that you're open to improve your spending behaviors. This is really good, but there's so much more to learn and to talk and to say about money. Read about it, try to understand it, and really use money as a tool to improve your life. It should empower you and not the other way around. And even if you hate money or even if you hate talking about money, it's just a tool that we use in our economy, in our society. So there's really no other option to learn about it, learn how to manage it. And in this way, you will also improve your relationship with money. What are your experiences with money and what do you use to save more money? Let me know in the comments down below. If you feel lost, do not hesitate to ask for help. Money can be intimidating, but it is not so intimidating once you know how to use it and how to control the money. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed yet, click the big red button down below. You will stay up to date with more videos about personal development and personal finance. If you want to take the next step in your financial knowledge now, I can help you get more control of your finances and grow your long-term wealth. Check out my coaching services on my website. I included a link down below. See you later.